That shooting scene was the one. That was when I knew the stakes were low because there were like so many bullets missing, and then they even dragged out his death too because like he got shot early on, and then it seemed like the dude with the machine gun fired a bunch of shots into his back too. Like there should not have been that final scene with them like holding each other's face and saying "hold on" because like he got shot up. He got shot up.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dell.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
Alright, so today we watched Four Brothers.
Yes, not to be confused with The Brothers, which we did also watch like a year or so ago. I don't know.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah. Very, very different. So, as always, IMDb. When their adoptive mother is gunned down in a store robbery, the four brothers investigate the murder for themselves and look for the killers. But not all is what it seems.
Okay. Yeah, I guess as usual, starting off with things we liked about this one.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'll kick it off. I thought this one had like a very interesting like storyline, like the idea of like these four brothers being adopted and like their adopted mother being like the super nice woman that ends up like getting killed, and it's not just her like wrong place, wrong time. Like it's actually like a setup. So I don't know. I thought it was like very interesting just to kind of see the layers kind of slowly peel back and like as you slowly get more information about like what kind of happened to her and like why she was targeted. Yeah, I just thought it was like a really interesting kind of storyline in this one.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I thought the brothers, for the most part, seemed to kind of have chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said it like that. I have a big problem with Tyrese. I think Tyrese was the one who had the least chemistry with everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to that again later. But for the most part, it seemed like the brothers like really vibed with each other too, especially at the end with the police station thing or whatever, where Mark Wahlberg was like, I told him I slept with his wife, and then all the other guys were like, I told him that too. So it's like, the brothers. But my next point, I guess, is I liked Vic, who's played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. I liked him, especially, I think I liked him in general, but some of the scenes I liked were when he made his henchmen sit at the kiddie table because he was pissed at him. He was like, no, go sit over on that other table. And I'm like, the other table? And it's like literal children. And he has to explain, he's like, oh yeah, I'm in timeout. That was just so funny to me. And I think he did a good job of like being that terrible mob or gang boss. So it made sense when his employees all turned against him in the end. I think he played it really well. He was a fun character.
Yeah. I actually had him down as one of my favorite characters too. And I had that scene as well as the scene in the restaurant where he like makes the guy eat off the floor, and then the other lady eats off the floor with him. Like I was just dying during that scene. But I thought he played his role really well as well. Let's see. I also did have chemistry down. I thought they had pretty good chemistry too. I also did put a little question mark there for reasons I'll also get into later. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with that point. Other scenes I liked. I really liked the car chase scene in this one. In kind of the beginning when they were like going through the snow. I thought it was just a lot of fun. Like this is like sort of an action movie. I guess not like fully action, but it was just nice to have that little scene. Like then seeing Tyrese like Fast and Furious like also in a car again. Yeah. And also I thought it was also pretty good that like it didn't seem like it was different enough because it was like in the snow and they were kind of like drifting around, so it didn't seem like as like monotonous as some car chase scenes can kind of get. So, I thought that was one of my favorite scenes in this one. Yeah.
Another scene I liked the Fowler-Green confrontation that started in the pool house and then became where, who was the bad guy? Where Green shot Fowler or Fowler shot Green? The white guy shot Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
Can't remember who's who for whatever reason, but white guy shot Terrence Howard. And I just thought that they did a good job of like ratcheting up the tension in that scene, where it starts off where you think Terrence Howard has the upper hand, then as it turns out, white guy cop whose name I really don't remember.
I think he was Fowler. I think Green was Terrence Howard. I think he's Fowler.
Yeah. Green. Okay, so I think it was Fowler. Where Fowler then like shoots him down. Like it did a good job of like kind of flipping who had the upper hand. I thought that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, definitely agree. Another scene I had, not really a scene. It was more of a bit they kept doing, but the gasoline bit where like anytime Mark Wahlberg tried to like question somebody, he just like started pouring gasoline on and like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to light it on fire then, and then like everyone just immediately started talking. Like that was just one bit I just found like really funny throughout the movie.
I thought that in general, them questioning everyone was so chaotic.
Yeah, no, it
Chaotic
really
in a
was.
good
It
way.
really was.
Like the one that I liked was I think the first questioning scene the most, where they were talking about the basketball court, and he was like, "Ain't nobody saw anyone get shot in the basketball court. If they say it happened at 11 p.m., and he's like, "Why? The basketball court lights go off at 10."
Yeah.
And they have to like go over to the basketball court and watch the lights turn off to believe him.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the questioning scenes were chaotic, but I really liked that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. I guess, did you have anything else or?
That was everything I had.
Okay, yeah, that was everything I had too. Ready to get into negatives?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll start this one off. This was another one of those movies that kind of felt low stakes throughout it, and that became like really apparent in that like large shooting scene in the building, where like every single shot just missed except for the one that hit the youngest brother. I think Jackie maybe.
Yeah.
I think his name was Jackie. But like even the stakes of like him getting shot, like he barely felt in the movie. You know, like I had mentioned brother chemistry, and this is the kind of thing that like led to that question mark. Like I don't know, I felt like of course like Andre 3000's character wasn't with them for a lot of like the like actual shenanigans.
Yeah.
But this one, the youngest was like always like, oh, wait in the car while we do this, or like he was kind of just like very left out. It's like even when he died, it was like
they pushed him to the side,
you know.
But it didn't feel like it wasn't like a protective brother push to the side. It almost was like we don't know what to do with him.
Yeah. It's like we just need a character we can like safely kill off at the end without like really breaking anyone's heart, you know.
Like without messing everything up.
Yeah. So, it just felt low stakes from that standpoint.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Speaking of chemistry, of all the couples in all the world, Sofia Vergara, Tyrese, worst couple we've seen on film.
Yeah.
They had the opposite of chemistry. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And honestly, I blame Tyrese because I love Sofia Vergara. I felt like she was doing her best with what she was given, which was nothing.
Yeah.
But my goodness. Of all the couples and all the films that we've seen, both for this and just in general, they had the opposite of chemistry. And I was like, how are y'all together? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It was like you were just trying to, like, force two opposite ends of that. Wait, no, two same-side magnets together? Those are the ones that repel?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, like, just, like, so many misses. I was like, this couple sucks.
It's like a magnet and, like, a sheet of paper. You know? Like, it's not even two magnets here.
Yeah, it was that great.
Let's see. The next thing I had, I thought the plot got like kind of like I did say I liked the overall story, but I did think it like sort of played out kind of like chaotically. It got kind of like convoluted toward the end. Like it just felt like a lot of like Scooby-Doo type like mask off, like haha, I'm actually a bad guy kind of things, and it just felt like that happened like a few too many times toward the end. So I don't have too much more to add to that one, but it just like got a little chaotic at the end for me, I thought.
I get it, because the way that I described it in my notes was I felt as though the two main big bads, which were Fowler and Vic, I feel as though they should have been like incorporated with each other more, because towards the end it sort of seemed like we were just doing two separate endings, kind of, where you just had the one with Fowler, the dirty cop, and that whole thing going on. And then randomly you have Vic and his henchmen on ice. Like, maybe, I don't think the movie did a great job, side note, of setting up where we were spatially. Because I was
I was like, why are we in the middle of nowhere right now? Like in Antarctica? Like, what is this? Ice fishing? I thought we were in Detroit.
Where are we?
You know? I
was like, where are we? What is going on? How are we here? How is there like a hole deep enough to like ice fish? Like, what is going on here? I don't know if that was me or the movie, but someone missed something up with setting up spatially where we were, because I was so confused. But like, I just felt as though the big bad should have been incorporated a little bit more together, just so that the ending would have been more cohesive. Because as it stood, they were like, we got a plan, and then the plan went out, and it was stupid. And I was like, I don't understand this plan even a little bit, which is a pet peeve of mine when I don't understand your plan. But this is It wasn't a great plan at the end, and just if the two big bads were incorporated more, I think it would have been more cohesive at the end, and would have felt like we were wrapping up the larger story where we found out like, oh, Vic and the dirty cop are in cahoots, instead of it being like, this is a Vic problem and that's separate, and then the dirty cop problem is a whole separate other thing. We're just gonna finish those off on separate stations, and not even all the brothers are together for both of them.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't know if I ever got like a full resolution to like the movie. It felt like, you know.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
The other thing I said was the time frame of this movie. I don't know how long this was going on. I feel as though maybe if we had a little more structure, I could have told like how long of a time were we doing this. It seemed like it was fast paced, but also I don't know. Like, I don't know how long we've been doing this. So that was that. And then the last thing was the Mark Wahlberg Ex Machina in the fight, in the last fight. I didn't like that. I wanted, Andre 3000 was the other brother, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to beat up Vic or whoever, but he didn't. And I was kind of upset about that. That he was like, he saw his brother riding it on the ice and was like, yeah, you're going to get it now. And I was like, why couldn't you just beat him up? That upset me.
No, that actually did too, because I was like, was that the grand scheme? Like, wait for your brother for this, like, fist fight, you know? But
yeah. And it was a fist fight, too. And the other problem I had with it was when he was on the ground, they kind of, like, zoomed into the chainsaw. I was like, oh, someone actually getting their head chopped off? Chainsaw tricks? No. Yeah, it was just a regular fight on ice.
Yeah.
So that was maybe a little more nitpicky, but I didn't like that final fight. Also because it was confusing where we were, but I didn't like that final fight.
Yeah, and it was off brand for the movie too. Like, they seem to be like these reckless, like, shoot first, ask questions later type of guys. Like, for them to like just set up and like have a fight, and they were also like oddly smiling during the fight, which like it just made it feel like very like high school fighty. It was just like, again, didn't fit with the movie. I thought, you know.
Especially since Vic dies.
Yeah.
He kills him, and like, why are y'all cheesing? Yeah, like, you're about to go to first period after this.
Fight, you know? Okay, the last thing I had is like, also not sort of nitpicky, because like, it was part of the purpose, but Mark Wahlberg's character was so like cringy at times, I thought. Like,
oh my god, he
was just really cringy. Like, just very borderline type of dialogue, you know? But, and like I imagine, like they did it. What'd you say?
He got some clunkers in the dialogue.
Yeah, and like they did bring him on as like he's the bad guy character. He's a pro. So like it did fit with the character, but it was just cringy to hear, you know.
It was cringy to behold.
Yeah. But all right, I guess we're ready for ratings now.
Yeah. I can go first for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I give this one a 2 out of 5. Overall, I thought it was kind of like a bit of a twist on a typical like action crime type movie. It wasn't particularly like outstanding, but it wasn't very bad. I mean, the ending was messy, but it wasn't particularly bad. And overall, I had a good time like watching it, especially the Vic scenes. I would dare say I could use more of that and make him the big bad instead of the dirty cop thing, because that ended up really messy too. But yeah, overall, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible, just not great.
Okay. Yeah, I actually enjoyed this one quite a bit. I gave this one 3 stars. Yeah, it was like just really enjoyable for me. Like it had like a couple like really good scenes that I liked. Like I said, like the car chase scene, all the Victor Sweet scenes were really good. Yeah. And I do agree that the I think the whole dirty cop thing kind of did cheapen it a little bit, especially toward the end. But yeah, overall, I just like I had a really good time watching this. Found myself laughing a lot more than I expected to. But yeah, overall, just like really an enjoyable time. Didn't overstay its welcome for too long. So
it didn't.
Yeah, I actually really like this one. Final question: do you wish you saw this one sooner?
I'll say no. I have no reason to. I also didn't know this movie existed till like a couple days ago. So
yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, no, it's probably a pretty easy no for me too. Yeah, it wasn't like I don't feel like I missed anything or like had some like strong reason to have seen this before. Like, yeah. I'm fine seeing it now or whenever I saw it, you know. So yeah, that was Four Brothers. YouTube housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye!
The only other scene I had that was weird, there was like the scene where like all three of them were in the bathroom. Like one was pooping while the other was in the shower, and then Tyrese comes in to like talk to them. I was like, what the hell? like why is this just a normal thing for y'all? Like, it's not even like y'all have been living together either. Like, this is like when you come back, y'all are just seeing each other for the first time in a while, and three of y'all are in the bathroom. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, that's like an open door bathroom policy for a Thanksgiving. Like, that's the last thing I want.
Especially like someone's pooping too. Like you got smells going on. Someone's in the shower, like steam. Like, it's just a gross situation. I know. You know?
That's terrible. Like, even if I go to the bathroom before I shower, I hate it because then I like the steam is terrible. So imagine if it's just that the whole time because someone else is in there.
Yeah, they just took it in stride, just casually talking about pooping. And I was like, okay.
You know why? Because they're brothers. Yeah. They're brothers.
Yeah, I guess.
Family.
Have to press that point in, you know? This is what brothers do, okay?
And if you don't do that with your brothers, are you really brothers?
No, apparently not.
I guess we're not really related.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't need brothers.
Never in our lives have we done that.